What happened? This is the
All right,
show with
now.
no technical problems ever.
Yeah, there we go. Well,
Do we have audio?
we do now. Yeah, it was not playing the it wasn't showing the audio, and then I clicked on it to look at what the source was.
And it was there.
And before I even selected another source, it was like, okay, we're working now. So I just had to look at it, I guess.
Can you hear us? Are we on the internet?
We're on the internet.
Is this
It's
episode 86?
It's good. It's on now.
Woo!
It happened like immediately. I don't know.
Well, welcome down the Anvil. This is the show where we never have any tech problems as we lift up the curtain and show you what happens here at Dwarven Forge. And we are here at Dwarven Forge tonight in the studio. We're going to hang out for the next 2 hours. We're going to talk terrain. We're going to show you what we're working on. We're going to enjoy a frosty beverage and fun conversation.
Talking terrain.
Right? It's going to be a lot of talk.
That's going to be our podcast, actually.
Talking terrain.
This is our first...
Terrain talk. We can give
Terrain talk?
Dragon Talk a run for their money.
That sounds like... So my first thought with that was Home Improvement.
Oh, Tool Talk?
Tool Talk.
Time?
Or Tool Time.
Tool Time.
I guess it was Tool Time.
Train
Car
Time?
Talk is probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Car Talk, I would love for us to do a Car Talk style show.
Well, we have so much time
Did you
on our
ever listen to
hands.
Car Talk?
Just like as a joke, like little clips, but I've never like listened to a whole episode.
Man,
I like
I
their
spent
accent.
when I was living with when I was growing up with my grandparents, they ran a towing business, and so we listened to
Car Talk
like in
was like-
Utah, we listened to Car Talk like everywhere we.
It's like a
everywhere we
religious
went.
experience.
Yeah, those guys are they're great.
So
Yeah.
tonight we have first reliquaries pieces in Dwarvenite we'll look at, and really by pieces I mean 1.5, but it's a start. And we're going to be talking about Gencon, what our plans are there, and we need a little bit of input from you guys. And whatever else, wherever it goes. This is going to be one of the more freewheeling episodes.
Yeah, we the last week, it doesn't feel like it's been a week since the last
Week.
on the Anvil.
No.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on. We're prepping the next Kickstarter while delivering one Kickstarter and in production on another Kickstarter.
I haven't even finished that build that we were doing last week. I thought I'd like jam it out the next day, and it has.
Then we also had that massive restock and.
Yeah. Well, let's go into the news and talk about all that before we
Yeah.
get to our main topics. But also there will be a giveaway at the halfway point if you hang out.
Yes.
We have a giveaway and interact with us. That's what we're here for. Ask us some questions, poke us, be a part of the thing if you want, or just hang out and lurk. There's no wrong way to be part of the community. Who do we have here tonight, Chris? Any
Who do we have here?
familiar faces? Anybody
Quite
watching?
a few. We got Crystal Soli here.
Crystal's here. Wait, funny. You know, she's planted. We have. I pulled out a couple of the crystal pieces.
She smelled that we were.
Yeah, because they just shipped. So I was going to show. Oh, that's really. Hi, Crystal.
I saw her posting. She got the. I think it was the dragon. She got the dragon Unpainted that she posted on Twitter a while ago. I think. Was it dragon?
Wyvern.
Or wyvern?
Wyvern.
It was a wyvern. Yeah.
She's
A wyvern's
been,
just a dragon.
Crystal's been killing it. So we were super lucky to work with Crystal in Wildlands. She did some creature design for us, and it's just like, she is the queen of monsters, making all this stuff. And she's working with wizards. I don't know, did you get your Star Wars job or not? She's trying to get a job with Star Wars. She's got other secret stuff going on. I don't even know. Like, it's unbelievable. Did Critical Role work. Netherdeep, like, you're killing it. Keep going. But also answer the phone when we call it. We need a thing, please.
Yeah.
Because she's so talented.
Perfect. Masticon's here. Telorian's here.
go.
Knight of the Phoenix. Brian and Travis. Finley Shards. Rabbit Burner.
Brian and Travis.
Big Jim. Yak, who I think actually did manage to get his big box of passages eventually. Let's see.
Oh, this is the best.
Yeah.
Well, and if anybody that's new, welcome. We love our community. We love you folks. Come in and join the party and bring whatever you got to the table, and let's have some fun.
All right. Ready for the news?
Yes.
All right, you're ready.
It's the news. It's the news. What's in the news, Chris?
Very little. Most of the stuff we're doing is stuff we can't tell you about yet.
Or ever. It's just in NDA followed by NDA.
It's just in. We're not allowed to talk about things until we're allowed to talk about them.
Which is kind of the worst thing that people do on social media, right? Like, oh, I got all these NDA projects. You can't like.
You wouldn't believe the news I just got.
Yeah, can't tell you for 9 months.
I hate it when people are successful.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, so what do we have? What do we have that's in the for public-facing news?
Who?
You?
Well, let's go ahead and cover Wildlands shipping update. As far as we're aware, all of the containers have reached the land masses where they needed to go. Most of them are in customs. I saw 2 people from Japan on our Discord earlier today that said they got their shipment, so it looks like the Japanese container has gotten through.
Boom.
And is shipping.
The EU container is still mystery status. We usually get a little update from Jay before going, but he was dealing with some family stuff this week, so I don't know what the latest is. Yeah. But can we go to the close cam? We got. I do know, domestically, Wildlands stuff has been moving. Ooh, look at this. We got and the last of the beasties went out. This is Venkura Shadow Dragon that Crystal Sully did the art for. And then Russ from Steamforged sculpted this, which it was super fun to work with Steamforged.
Yeah.
Russ is amazing.
Hope he's doing all right. He was really fun to talk to.
Yes.
One of my favorite moments was when he got to see the sculpt on stream.
Yes.
He hadn't seen it before. That was.
So we got so dragons are en route. The light puck is popping out there. We've seen a few of them pop up out in the wild. We got the fire elemental myrmidon.
It's my boy, the gummy Wormadon.
Were you the one that at the 11th hour suggested this guy come? Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the 11th hour promises.
I could have said Momo, but I
Yeah.
chose the Myrmidon.
Well, and this guy, the Bleakmire Basilisk, with glowing LED eyes, another Crystal Sully creation.
A Crystal Sully last minute creation. We went to her like a little bit before the Kickstarter launch. We're like, we need another big monster.
No, this was like mid. I think this was we were in week 1 or week 2. We only had 2 weeks left.
It was before we launched still.
Was it?
It was before we launched.
I had the inkling that we were going to need something else.
Well, because the Banshee Queen.
Oh, right, the Banshee died.
We realized that like we couldn't do the Banshee Queen, so we needed a different swamp monster. And Casey asked for basilisks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drew sculpted. Drew sometimes watches too. Hello, Drew, if you're out there.
I don't think I see him today. D-Man says, FYI, one of my Dragon Wings came broken off. Sent an email to customer service, did not hear anything back. They'll probably get to you soon.
There was some of them, for whatever reason, there's so it's made in a couple of pieces and glued factory, and sometimes the glue gives in shipping. We had a couple happen that way. So theoretically, it's an easy fix with some crazy glue. I did one here. I just use Gorilla crazy glue, put it on. So this one actually might even be the one that I.
Yeah, the way that we've been seeing it happen, it's like when you get some of the
It's at the joint.
multiple parts. Yeah. It's mostly been there's like an actual socket there, so it actually glues in super easy, as opposed to being like a break where you're going to see a crack, which is nice.
And we actually just hired someone new in customer service carry, so maybe there's a few bumps as they're getting up to speed.
I think they literally started this week.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, so
they just joined the team. So Eric and Chuck are giving them the ropes.
Yeah, but they are. I know Chuck was because we became aware of the dragon issue, and Chuck has been putting together our protocol for it and all that, and has been running everybody through it. So the dragon stuff we're aware of. Just let us know if it happens, and
someone will get back to you. Sorry for any delay. Small team. Doing the best we can, as fast as we can, but someone will get back to you.
Yeah. So domestically, all that stuff is going out. We're very excited for that to be going out. It might take it might be going a little slower than usual because also last week We had a massive restock day.
We broke our record for number of sales in one day.
It
like
was
almost 1,100, right?
It
1,090 orders.
Yeah, it was over 1,000 orders, which it was.
Thank you.
It's the most orders we've gotten in one day by a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty. Like we normally get about 10 orders in a day, and this was
Yeah.
1,090. So that's like 10 times as much, right? That's math.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big bump. You get these numbers. There's a lot of zeros. I can't even count that high. So thanks for. That's also. Please be patient because it's also at the same time that we had the last Wildlands containers show up. So now the warehouse is trying to deliver 10 times as much stuff all at the same time.
Yeah. So they're getting that out as quickly as they can.
Well, plus the Wildlands stuff, so 11 times as much stuff. Like really.
Yeah, that's fair. And then, God.
And we only sold out of one thing.
Yeah.
Two things: the terrain trays and the lantern
one of the terrain trays. We still have the other terrain tray. Speaking of which, there is a third terrain tray.
It was like a ninja.
That was added earlier today because it didn't end up making its way in.
Well, it's been there. It's been so funny story. It's been in the factory since. I mean, in the warehouse since December or something.
I think so. Yeah.
What's so funny over there?
I wasn't sure if we wanted to admit that part.
Oh yeah, we are humans. We are fully flawed humans, and we're juggling a lot of balls and sculpting some of those balls out of breakable clay. So things sometimes get messy. But yeah, it's been sitting in the warehouse without being in the store for months now.
Yeah, it is ice on one side and running water on the other side.
Mm.
You can,
and it's the satiny ice. It's like it's pretty.
Yeah, it's the chew. So to find it, it doesn't like I was looking. It doesn't have its own individual listing. Because I think what we're doing is for the 12x12s, we're doing this thing. It's like it's labeled like choose your artwork 12x12, and all the 12x12 art is there. So if you look for that in the terrain trays, you'll see ice/running water as one of them. So that is in there. Ice on one side, running water on the other. I think Nate went to grab a sample of it because I think this is the first one. I'll get confirmation from him. I think this is the first one that has like the new sheen on the ice, potentially. But yeah. So he's going and grabbing that. Is that a new one? I think it's new. I think because what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to move into having our terrain trays be ice on one side and water on the other, instead of ice on both sides and water on both sides.
So here it is.
Do you not have it?
It's invisible. So I think we only have one copy, and somebody brought it back to their house so that they could like show it off on air or something, and
and then never brought it back to the office so that it can't be shown off.
They say you surround yourself in a room full of purple, things get a little wild. That's a saying. So I think it's at my house.
All right. Well,
yeah. So
maybe
we should order.
So does that have the new sheen on it? Did we confirm whether or not it's got the new? Okay, so the ice is like
the ice has a sheen. Yeah.
Okay.
Icy sheen.
And then outside of that, yeah. So guys, thank you for the turnout on that restock day. That was massive. We've got another. So fun thing about this restock, how it was two restocks that kind of got combined into one.
Like three.
in all of the jostling around that happened with like trying to get that thing on the water over here, they actually took some. They had to downsize one of the containers to be able to get it on the boat and get it over here. So there's a third container that should be arriving in like a week or so that has a bunch of. It's only painted sets. If you look at like it'll be listed as mid-May.
Is that the one that has the other hellscape?
It has Dread Hollow dressing, and I think it has one hellscape.
There's something we were missing from one of the bundles.
I don't think it has any hellscape.
Oh, it's just the Dread Hollow.
It's that because these two restock containers ended up landing at the same time. Yeah.
I have a question for our audience, our lovely, intelligent audience. What do we? Which sounded like a joke, but it's not. What do we? What is there anything we did that made this restock better for you guys? Like, was it? I mean, the fact that we had so many people show was because we hadn't had a restock in so long? Or was there any that, like having the collection beforehand, did that help? Was there anything we did that was helpful to you that we should repeat? Raise your hand.
People are saying previews.
Yeah.
Communication was excellent. The bundles were an amazing addition. Let's see. You guys did a fantastic job merching this restock on the store. Being able to add items to wish list made it easier to focus on what you want.
The wish list apparently has been working really well.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the wish
Yes,
list.
we gotta hype the wish list. Hey, did anybody watch the any of the reviews on Wildlands from the folks that we got a couple of advanced copies out to?
Oh, the Hellscape
Did that
stuff?
help any? What did I call it?
You said Wildlands.
Wildlands, Hellscape Reliquaries. What's in the name? I don't know. The made-up fantasy set thing. Though, did anybody watch the Hellscape reviews? Did that help anybody's choices for or against? Right? You could say, you know what, it's not for me because
Website was horrible for me. Had to log in constantly. I don't know what that was. That was a thing that we hadn't seen happen until the day of the restock, and we have not been able to figure out why.
All right, so new website for next one.
Yeah, make a new website.
Yeah. The login thing, that's really frustrating.
Only criticism was you couldn't wishlist the Hellscape bundle. Can you not wishlist bundles?
You can't wish bundles, apparently.
Because it's a different... we have to use it because we use a third-party app for the bundling.
It would be neat if we could add that to the wish list somehow.
Yeah.
That's a good one to put on the to-do.
2 people say Gentleman Wake did a good job. 2 Sly Flourish, Gallant Goblin. Brian Travis says Gallant Goblin helped.
Woo!
Watched both. It made me spend more money than I wanted, but that's a good thing. Mr. Wake and Mr. Goblin did good reviews.
Mr. Wake and Mr. Goblin.
Wake and Mr. Goblin.
That's the best. See, this is useful feedback. Thank you.
Having it all in one place in the store weeks before helps sort through it easier. Hoping we can do this with Wildlands soon.
Hey, guess what?
We should say that. Yeah, one of the things I had on here. Yeah, so similar to how we did a preview for the restock here, our plan with the Wildlands sets coming in is we're going to get the Letitia's making the graphics for them right now. I think she's been turning them out pretty fast.
She's on wave 4 out of 7.
Yeah, and she's been getting like one done a day or something.
Yeah, she's
been going fast.
She is a graphics warrior. She's not a warrior. She's like a paladin. She's like a level 20 graphics paladin. She just like fires up smite on everything. It's just like, I mean, there's like 200 sets that graphics that have to get cleaned up or say. It's like it's
the
unreal.
amount of sets.
Each one has like between 2 and 6 images for, on the slides for. It's just like all in order with SKUs and things. It's outrageous. She's like superhuman. I think at least a demigod.
Yeah. So our plan is we want to put those listings up in mid-May as soon as we got all that stuff ready, so that you guys will have a couple weeks to look at everything, see what the price markup is, look at the compositions, get stuff on your wish list. We're also planning on sorting it into collections based on the amount of stock that we have. Stuff that we have a lot of will be in one collection, stuff that we have... and you'll be able to also just like look at all of it if you want, but we'll also have collections that are specifically, this is stuff that we only have like some of.
And
we're
probably
also
might
going
not
to
reorder.
Yeah, we're also going to have a collection for, these are compositions that we are not going to produce after the Kickstarter. Like they made sense for the Kickstarter, but they are not things that we will do for the store going forward. The pieces will still be available, just not in like those compositions.
But if this is a thing you like, you should buy it now because we're not restocking it.
Yeah, basically. Cause a thing where it's like, because we had almost 200 different compositions. We can't keep all of them.
We had more than that. I think we
had more than that?
Yeah. I don't know. Tyler could tell you the exact number. It made his eyes bleed. But
yeah. Has this most recent restock given you guys a better estimate of how fast things will go for Wildlands? It made it extremely apparent how much our audience has grown since Wildlands,
Yes.
I think. Because we've never... The only store day that was really like... So there were 2 store days that were comparable to what happened last week. One of them was when Caverns Deep hit the store.
Yep.
And
that was our previous record.
It was previous record in terms of dollar amount, but it's actually half as many orders as what we had last week.
Wow. Well,
but it's just because it was a lot of big encounters. It was like Dread Hollow Forest, which was like over 1,000 for each one and stuff like that.
You know what was really helpful in this was you guys told us what you wanted, right? So we need cave cliffs, we need lantern posts, and those were the top, the top three sellers were like
the top sellers were stuff that we hadn't restocked in a while that everybody's been saying that they wanted that we looked at and it's like, well, it's not like a core set. And
so please keep, there's a channel in Discord, right? What's it? Restock channel.
Restock requests.
To put in your restock requests because we are listening, and when it's possible, we try and order that stuff. And then you buy it, which is great, so everybody wins. So please keep doing that. It's been really helpful.
Everybody's shouting vaulted diagonals.
Yeah, it was. They were supposed to be. They're coming at some point. We put them in.
Yeah, because what we're doing is we're flushing like all the stock we have of like the just vaulted diagonal pack, right? Because then we're not going to have like the solo just vaulted diagonals pack, but we're going to work it into.
We're working them in all these
some
other
new core
sets
coming in.
Yep.
So we're having the factory like flush out all the stuff that we've got there.
The vaulted diagonals are in the machine.
Yeah. Reprint lanterns again. Yeah. We LED lantern posts went straight up to like, we got to restock this in
immediately.
Our next order. Because those
things are great.
Those sold out in a couple hours, which was nuts.
Amazing.
Painted and unpainted sold out in 24 hours.
They're the Kaiser Sosa of terrain.
Would start making more waterfalls now. Yeah. So did I fully
Wildlands
cover that?
restock or Wildlands?
Yeah, Wildlands
store.
Yeah. So I'll say in a couple weeks, just to be safe. In a couple weeks, we'll have it up, and then you'll have at least 2 weeks of being able to like browse and figure out what you want before it goes into the store in early June. Is what we're looking at.
Yes.
And that should also give everybody who backed it, all of your stuff should be delivered by then. As soon as things get through customs, it shouldn't take that long to actually ship to you in the rest of the world.
Right, you said people already are getting stuff there. International folks have been getting stuff from this restock order from last week, right? Like faster than...
Yeah, people, we've got people in like the Netherlands and stuff who have gotten their restock order in like 4 days after the restock.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What else do we have in the...
What else we have? Yeah, so did I fully cover... I think I went off on a tangent on the restock thing. Right, so...
A tangent on this show? What? We got to record this.
So check the restock list at the top of the website if you want to see the stuff that's coming. The mid-May should be here by the end of the month, God willing.
That was... Well, granted, our April restock showed up in May, so we'll see when the mid-May...
Well, that's the thing. It landed, and then it took like 2 weeks to actually be allowed to dock and get off the boat, and that, and then we've also got then another container should be landing near the end of June, so we should basically have some more stuff. And there's a lot of good stuff coming in this mid-May one. Aaron Thor's in it, Dread Hollow dressing, the camp pack.
We'll keep you posted. You can always sign up for the mailing list if you want to. We always send out a blast. You can sign up for SMS alerts if you want. Lots of ways to know when the stuff's coming, because we don't really know until like a week before officially. Like it's so shipping has been so turbulent. It doesn't even it's really wild. Like
I've been thinking about it.
Our things would just say, well, it'll be sometime in this 4-week stretch, and we really don't even know. Like literally that last boat that was like, okay, it's supposed to dock here, it should be in the water there, and it was like it was sitting for 2 weeks where we didn't even know what was going on.
I think that might be what's going on with customs in the EU. Like, cause the boat sat outside of Hamburg for like a week, 10 days or something before it was allowed to actually dock. So I think that the port there just might be super backed up, and maybe customs is like really backed up. Yeah.
What else we got?
What else do we got? Wildlands shipping update. Talked about the terrain tray. Talked about putting the Wildlands listings in the store. I think that's everything outside of showing the Relic Warriors test shots.
It was Michelle's birthday.
Michelle's birthday.
It was what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, a couple days ago. I think
right?
It was Sunday.
Monday. It's Michelle's birthday.
Yeah.
The mistress of minuscule. So happy birthday, Michelle. She's a force of nature. So she's churning out the most delightfully detailed sculpts for cities that
you
feast your eyes on. Oh, we were supposed to have a bean, but I forgot to post something.
Oh, well, you'll have time to go grab it.
They don't want to see new stuff.
Probably not.
No.
Let's see. Bridge of Valor will be the big June set. Right, we actually got the Bridge of Valor back in. I forgot about that. That was another one that we had to like push forward. It's like people always say they want this.
We need to do a bundle with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, ooh, a city bundle that uses the bridge would be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have any plans for how to improve these inventory issues? We're trying. The problem is we
need more money.
Yeah. So the big thing is it costs a lot to order this stuff.
It's need more working capital. Like we
Yeah.
can't we can't
We
burn
need-
everything
we need a
because
big
it takes
investment.
now it's taking like 8 months sometimes now to get these things. So it's a really long.
The other problem is like when we decided like, all right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna like really do the web store and like keep it stocked. Then the pandemic hit and global shipping became a nightmare.
Yeah.
And supply chains got disrupted and all that.
Yep.
Question: any news about the Underdoom core paint issue? I think we're waiting for because the factory just has to make pieces and send them over, basically. So I think we're waiting for those to get here.
Hey, back to that shipping thing again, huh?
Yeah.
Everything goes back to shipping. Meh.
Let's see.
Yeah, are there other questions about the news before we get into some of our main topics?
Any news on the threshold resin set snapped limb thing?
What was the query?
If we have news about what we're gonna do about it, I don't.
Well, the problem, some of them were breaking and shipping.
A lot of those, yeah, a number of those trees had the life trees were snapped.
Right.
Yeah, I think it depends on.
Send replacements.
Yeah, it depends on replacements, and then we gotta.
That's heartbreaking.
It's gonna be a quantity thing because it's also the resin is hard to like run again.
Yeah, we have extras, so we can send.
Yeah, we'll have to check how many extras we have.
Mine didn't come broken. That was a good thing.
Yeah, mine either, but yeah.
It's a good question.
All right, let's get into it. Let's get into.
All right, we got it. We got some a hot test shot. It's so exciting.
What's a test shot for those who don't know?
So when we our process, our wonderfully analog process, we sculpt the thing, usually in clay, sometimes in epoxy or like green stuff or whatever. Then the factory makes a mold from that. Well, actually, they have an expanded master. They do a casting in a material that expands like 4%, and then make a mold out of that, so that when we cast in Dwarvenite, it shrinks like 4%, so then it'll shrink back to its regular size. But anyway, they make a mold from the thing. But once the mold is done, before we actually go into the casting run, they do a test shot where they run one or two pieces of the thing, so we can just look it over once, make sure everything's great before they go into full production. So we got the Enigma Spider, our first test shot, and it's so exciting to see a piece that was just a prototype before to be in its final. So this is Dwarvenite. It's not gonna break. That would have been awesome if it had broke.
Well, those arms are one of the things I'm the most worried about.
Yeah,
when we were working with like our little prototypes in here that were not
snapping,
yeah,
left and right, the brittle little resin. Yeah, so this is super indestructible, awesome. What I was also really excited about, so Toby did some really neat things on this where he created sort of the underframe. It's not even an armature. It was essentially a sculpted armature underneath in 3D, and printed it out super high res 3D print, and then sculpted on top of it using clay and green stuff. So stuff like the numbers, those dials were 3D. These buttons were 3D, or sculpted digitally. So I don't know why it's 3D. For all the pipes underneath, the web is analog, but the pipes underneath were sculpted digitally. But what's really neat, and then it's sculpted on top with the analog, so it has this really neat mix. But when it goes through our process of like our actual analog casting process, where it gets expanded, then the mold gets made, then it gets made in Dwarvenite, and then it shrinks down a little bit. It just breaks up the perfectness of that 3D, the digital sculpting, and just gives it makes everything just feel a little more hand sculpted, even the stuff that's not. And it's just, I love it. Like it just feels, this piece is awesome. So anyway, this is the Enigma Spider. Unpainted, raw, Dwarvenite. This is what it'll look like. Oh, we didn't sell it unpainted, so this isn't, yours will look painted. We'll get those next.
Don't rub it in.
No, it was not feasible. But what's fun is we got, so this is the our infamous base B, we call it. We were trying to figure out how the base were going to work on these things, and the first base A didn't work, so our second design, base B, worked. And this is, it looks messy because Tyler glued that in and got the glue all over it. But why this thing has this little crosshairs and the magnet in there. So the anchor magnet is A, so if you wanted to stick it on a train tray or something, it wouldn't go anywhere. But B, it's if you're using any of our base pieces, like this is the counter dial, another thing that Toby sculpted. And the final one will have, that'll be black. The metal will be black, not silver. This is just a mock. That means the final, it's a test shot, but that's a mock. And this will have printed, the numbers will be on there. Or this is our counter dial. But the little grooves in the base there, and this little guy will fit together, and you get this super satisfying. It clicks on the magnet holds it to the base, so you can fly off. But it has this really satisfying click. Can you hear that?
If you lean in closer, it'll pick up on your lav.
I'm like snuggling the. Yeah, does that work?
I was seeing bumps in the waveform, so I think so.
Okay, but yeah, it's a really it's a very satisfying way to track a number using there's a little indicator on each of the front of the pieces in this base. It's really cool. Also, the plaque, the plaque that comes with the what is it? The ability tracker sticks to the same base style and whatnot. So very excited. Fun to see these pieces. We also got insert 3 of these insert bits. I can't find the center of the camera. There we go. So this is for your D4. It's so nice now that they're factory finished that this, like, you can pop it in and out so easily clean. And we'll
compared to our prototypes where all of the all the holes were like just random widths because
it was murder. So we also have some factory samples of the final dice, so we can see. So that is the Dwarven, the ruby red Dwarven. Let's put that in the.
Everybody's asking if we're still on track to have finished ones at Gencon.
Yes, we will have. What I'm thinking is we're going to bring our paint samples, our counter samples of the painted ones to Gencon. We'll have them in Dwarvenite, factory painted, that we can show off. It would be awesome.
Yeah, so we're not going to be selling them because it technically won't be done yet, but we'll have our samples.
Yeah, so that's the dwarf. We've got. Oh, let's look at the artificer one. We only have a D6 of each, well, except for elemental. And copper and teal. The Miles color scheme.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Feels, I don't know. Yeah. May not be that it feels.
He likes copper a lot.
And he's an artificer, so.
Yeah, he's super into copper.
We get this. Okay, so this isn't the right. This mold will be Mythica, not Dracona, but this is the Elven. That's upside down. That's also the one. Let's go for the 6. We're going top shelf. Man, these dice are all made by Die Hard Dice. Just such marvelous people, talented artists, pushing the envelope on what you can do with dice. It's just amazing to work with. Really. I'm so glad we got to cross paths with them and have done this is our 3rd project with them. Like they're just.
Yeah, because we did those D20s with the Anvils.
We did the original, the Cameras Deep D20. We did a whole set of Dwarven Forged dice. We did the Horizon dice, and then we did. This is the 4th time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just the best. We are so fortunate to get surrounded by so many talented and just kind-hearted people in this industry. It's amazing. So this is we have a D20 on the elemental. I don't know why we get lucked out on that, but we did. So let's put in the D20s. So this is, it's hard to, and it doesn't, I don't think the camera
doesn't catch it the way that the human eye does.
It is,
but
like just the glitteriest, rainbowiest, sparkliest, it's just pure delight. Wait, I'm not, the 20, where's the 20? So on the others, because the 20 doesn't have.
Horizon dice are super nice. Yeah, I love the Horizon dice.
It's only got glitter on half the other half is blank.
Oh, that's exciting. That's not what it'll look like when you
get
it.
They just wanted to show one side.
What set is a sparkly set? That one right there that he's showing right now is Elemental.
Yeah.
Debating if you want to go to Gencon 50-50.
I'm dreading. I'm really excited to go see people, and I'm also just dreading like the state of COVID and everything. Like I haven't been in a large group of people. I haven't been in public. I've barely left my basement in 2 years. It's gonna be an onslaught. But I'm just, I don't know, excited to.
Will Horizon dice be in the store? You bet they will.
Yes, they will.
I think a good amount of them too.
Yeah, the purple doesn't look as purple on camera as it is in real life.
It's reading more red. It's
it
likely
is the red. That's why.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
This is the ability tracker red. It looks awfully red in there. I'm really confused.
Oh God!
It's this beautiful rich red that doesn't look purple at all because it's red. Yeah. These Dracona dice too. The dragon scales. Like, oh, it's so cool.
Crystal's gonna be at Gen Con.
Yay! You gonna have a booth, Crystal?
Yeah, our booth. Just gonna let her sit at our.
Do you know, Chris, at PAX Unplugged in, I guess it was 2019, maybe? It had to be, or something, I don't know, a couple years back. Crystal signed two mats for like playing Magic, beautiful or dragons.
Nice.
Signed one to Grace and one to me. We've played so much Magic on them that your signature has wiped off. Like they're in Sharpie. Like it was on Sharpie on neoprene. We've used them as mats into the ground. Like it's said to Grace and Crystal.
You're supposed to like frame those and then get other mats.
No, I play so much Magic on them. Grace and I that we've wiped off the handwritten thing in there. It's awesome. They've been getting a lot of play, a lot of love.
Nice.
And then this, I said the purple. This is the purple.
She said she'll be happy to re-sign them at Gen. Oh, you got to take them with you to Gen Con and have her sign them again.
Beaten and tattered. Yeah.
There's the purple. Yeah, that's coming out real purple too.
Yeah, it is like.
That's some grapey dice. Look at that purple.
I prefer regal, but yeah, you could go with grapey if you wanted to.
You know what's really upsetting? Grapes aren't actually purple.
Yeah, no.
And that like really upsets me. Like all of our cartoon drawings of grapes have them this color.
Yeah.
And like I don't think grapes like that actually exist. I've seen red, I've seen black, I've seen green.
Yeah, cartoons are they lie, turns out. But yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's all we got in Reliquaries Town. But I bet next week or the next week after we'll have a whole nother. Soon we'll have all these in hand. I can't wait to show off each and every one as we go. All right, that's the show. Good night.
All right, bye everybody.
What?
It's 7:40.
Wait. Should we talk?
You want to talk about Gen Con?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Gen Con.
So guess what? We're going to Gen Con.
Yeah.
And
right
now as we speak.
We're on the way.
We
loaded this all into the plane.
Yeah. We're gonna rebuild this set because it's so worth building at Gen Con.
You think we had internet at the office?
So we're gonna be at Gen Con. There's only 6 of us going, so we count to?
I think so. From what I remember, it's you, me, Mace, Toby,
Eric.
Miles, Eric.
Yeah,
Is that
that's six.
accurate?
That is accurate.
Huh.
So it's going to be like, we usually have about 12 people there, but as we are going to be full tilt racing towards a launch of our city's Kickstarter, there's only 6 of us going.
Yeah.
And we will have a full 10-foot by 20-foot booth to somehow fill and man with 6 of us. So the big question for tonight is we were meeting today talking about sort of what are we going to put in the booth. So I was going to actually look at this really awesome high-quality sketch, and then we can. I want to talk about these builds and what you guys would love some input on what would represent DF best and what you'd like to see and yada yada yada. So
right.
let's go.
Let's go to the cam.
So this is it. Look at that
pull
booth.
that back a bit.
I mean, that is. Oh, here I can. Why don't I just actually unzoom? That is a good-looking booth. You can even tell where the foot traffic is.
I'm just imagining everybody that's seeing sand written on one of the sections and thinking like, oh, they're gonna surprise drop a desert set.
Oh yeah, Wait, spoiler alert! This is our new sand set. This is our new store set, and this is our new RQ. It's our magazine it's Regal Quarterly, where we're going to.
We get a bunch of hunks and we put them in wizard robes.
Yeah, it's going to be Regicide Quarterly, and then we kill them.
Joe Manganiello's gonna do the center.
All of them. It's just Joe and wigs over and over again.
Yeah.
All right, where were we? This is very serious.
All right.
All right, so this is we have essentially we're going to have a cities to name to be determined little showcase here, a cities 2 little showcase here. These are each square is 1 foot, so obviously it's actually probably not going to be full 4 feet, but these are just made up, just rough scale. But so we'll have a couple of cities things. So we're going to show whatever actually is not nailed down that we have ready that we can show off, so you guys can come see in person. Stuff we can show you some details. No touching, but we'll show that off. We're going to have some war game setups here and here. We're going to have some reliquaries bits up here. We're going to lay out some of our starter set focused stuff that's in the store, in stock in the store over here. So we'll have a selection of sets that we think kind of show the range of Dwarven Forge / things that people might be interested in starting with. We will have a collection of sand over here. Now this will be a sandbox where you can play with pieces. This will be kind of
let
fun.
people free build, get like feel what the stuff actually like feels like when you hold it.
Play with
try
it.
to break
Build
it
a
if they
thing.
want. Like
Mace is like, we're gonna bring a hammer and let people hammer the pieces of the table. She's like, normally we like throw it on the ground, but it's so disruptive. We're just gonna bring a giant hammer and have them hammer it. It's a delightful plan. So maybe a blowtorch.
Drago says, no, don't show things you can actually buy. That breaks tradition.
Well, you can't actually buy them. You just like, but we can show them. Yeah. And then the rest we got, and this is the big question. We got these areas we're going to free build. I wrote mega because we're going to big mega builds there, with the stars being something that's kind of tall, visual presence and whatnot. So my questions are twofold. One, is there anything in particular you think would be great to put in our store area of like, hey, here's a thing on a train tray that you can buy in our store, and then let's ask that first. So what is there, aside from core sets, is there anything that you think would be good for new people to see in the store area?
Black and Blue Mark says the bundles. Iami says the dice. Greg says core sets.
Okay, so beside the core sets, bundles is an interesting. Actually, I hadn't thought of doing bundles, but we could even do like a
having at least
Gencon
one
special
bundle.
or
It could be even
starter.
it could be even a smaller. Honestly, bringing like the Goblin Hideout is like a super small thing.
Yeah.
And we can even say like, hey, you played Lost Mines of Found-Delver?
Yeah,
and
you
like,
build Clark's Lair, and
because
that's a good idea.
It's the lowest price point bundle.
Yeah, or we could do another one. We could do a new bundle for Gen Con that's a dungeon and a thing or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's a really good show a little bundle of like, hey, here's 2 or 3 sets that are built out as a thing, and you can buy it. And that's a great one.
It has an LED piece in it too,
Yep.
which is nice. It has that fireplace.
Yeah. What else? What else would be good in the store? The store zone.
People are saying Hellscape would wow people. Oh, store zone. Well, actually, maybe the Hellscape core could be interesting.
Yeah. There's no reason not to show. We can show caverns, regular, ice, and hellscape or something.
Show the core set in each paint scheme.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Show all like the same build, 4 different quads or something.
Accessories, light puck, etc. is cool stuff to have available to sell there with the terrain. Well, we're not going to be selling anything at the convention.
But showing the light puck. Actually, that's not.
Fogger. We should have the fogger in the volcano.
Oh, of course.
Fogger in the volcano, and then we can also make it accessible enough that we can show them, like, yeah, but it goes in a bunch of stuff. And we can pop it in, like, another thing, pop it through the spirit tree, pop it through random stuff.
Did we do the volcano and fogger bundle?
No.
We could do.
I mean, the fogger's not in the store yet.
Right, that's why we didn't do it. Yeah.
Spoilers.
I'm in the time machine. I mean,
we can't bundle the fogger in when we do the. It's not in the store yet.
I mean, we literally designed this fogger. We were doing it during Hellscape, and couldn't pull it off till Wildlands. But like it's been like 5 years or something.
Yeah.
I forgot we don't have
the
it.
The fogger
yet.
was in the works for Hellscape.
Yeah.
People say have terrain trays to show that. I think
Yes,
for the store section,
definitely.
I think we will have them on terrain trays to
Yes.
make them easy to fly up and show them and
But that's not a bad idea either for bundle either, like a dungeon set with a terrain tray, and an accessory set or something.
I really want to do. My dream is to do a cavern banks bundle that is available in every paint scheme.
That'd be cool.
That is the banks and a terrain tray.
You know how I know it's a dream is 'cause you had to close your eyes to get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Well, ideally, yeah. Fact. You describe what did you describe this week as crushing or something?
I don't think this weekend happened.
Yeah. But no, but having all the core sets in Caverns World, having the core sets in regular caverns, ice, hellscape, and Underdoom is amazing. Having the advanced core in that, having banks in that, having a nice selection in all the things so you can kind of mix and match is we're getting there.
We're getting close. There's a couple, mostly in Underdoom. There's some catch up we need to do, but yeah.
Yep. What else in the store area? What else would give new people, right? You've never seen or you heard of Dwarven Forge on Critical Role or somebody mentioned it in Dragon Magazine or actually that's always 100 years ago, but whatever. You go there and see what else would you need to see in the store to say, oh yeah, I get it. This is what Dwarven Forge is. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Jeffrey says we should remake a Critical Role build to show people what it looks like in person. What if we just brought the ziggurat that we did before? Too much?
Too much.
Too much?
Too much. Plus, it's just too much.
Black and Blue Mark says we should have a build on an angle to show off the magnetic stuff.
You know what? Toby suggested, which is awesome / a real pain in the butt is. So we have a little area to get in, the booth here. He's like, we should have one of those thing they had in the bar area, the deli counter. That's it's the trap door that lifts up so you can walk through the counter and then you drop it back down. He's like, can we just affix the terrain trays to the top of it and have a build on there, and so you get ready to go out, you just lift it up and it the whole thing lifts up and none of the pieces move and it drops back down. It's the ultimate terrain tray demo.
That'd be sick.
People are like, no, don't open that. You're like, but it's magnetic. Other than having to build that is part of a convention,
We should a couple people have said we should do a big castle only. One of the corners should be.
Wait, we're not talking about the build yet. We're getting there. We're
talking about the store.
We're talking about the store. Stay on
target.
target.
We could have the small watchtower there though.
Yes, the rabbit special.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a given. That's a great.
Because it also takes up so little space to just have it.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
I am adamant that we should have a city core set and a city rune set so we can swap out the wall and show how that works. That was a big hit at Adepticon,
that also could be a demo.
Popping out a wall and putting in a ruined wall and going oh, somebody just fireballed this house and now the roof and the wall are,
ablaze.
Oh, it's destructible environments. Rabbit says, well, obviously the rabbit special.
I mean, it's a special event.
Didn't even think that was a question.
Yeah, no, it was a statement, pure statement. There must.
Charles is saying, if you want, I can make the City of Brass from Critical Role again. Charles, are you going to be at Gencon? Out of curiosity? That'd be good to know. Has anyone played with a fogger in the rabbit special? How would you? I guess you take out or use a stair.
Put it on the whole null.
You put it on the whole null and use a stair floor.
Just knock out all the floors. There's no floor on the bottom, and
Yeah, and then it's coming out through the arrow slits.
Be awesome. It's
Smuggler's Fort would be a nice build to show.
All right, well then let's transition to builds because I think we're already in there. So that's the next big question is we have a bunch of real estate to free build, and what we've traditionally done is mix. It's this wonderful weaving mix of biomes where it's just a hodgepodge, the best of Dwarven Forge all sort of meeting together. Is there anything that would be really cool to see in those builds? And we need some verticality, right? Mm-hmm. Like we've traditionally put like a Necromancer's Keep in one of the corners on top of a mountain, like build out a mountain and then build a Necromancer's Keep on it, so you get some like verticality, so people can from a distance can see, particularly when people start packing around. So, what are some cool verticality thoughts, and then what are some other just good sprawling things that would be cool to see and build? Go.
The rabbit hotbox special.
Smoky
Smoky rabbit special. People saying lots of wildlands and
definitely wildlands.
I think the best thing to do. So
wildlands covers that's expansive, so we can that covers a lot of real estate because we have it's 20 feet by 10 feet, so whatever that is, that's a lot of feet to cover.
If we've got
50.
We've got 3 sections. I think we can cover all biomes pretty well by doing a big wildlands build, potentially some other stuff mixed in, and that can go vertical. Doing a city castle build that showcases all that cool stuff.
A dense urban sprawl with streets.
That's also built around with like a castle tower going up. And then a dungeon into a cavern, which also then goes splits off into ice and hellscape and shows off like all the interior stuff.
Yep.
Potentially.
You know what we did for PAX East?
Yeah, PAX East you did like that layer cake thing, and you
let people it was a castle. We exposed the whole side of the build, so it was a castle that went down into a dungeon, a couple layers of dungeon down into a cave, down into a hellscape or something. It was just like, five levels, I think, submerged underneath the castle. And then the side of the castle was open too, so you could see all the rooms, and there was treasure and lights, and it was really fun. Would
you guys want to do any kind of comparisons to Warlock tiles? We're not going to do it directly. That's too. We don't want to
punching down.
We don't want to play that way. We'll let other people play with our stuff and then say it themselves.
Yeah. We don't need to. You don't need to make fun of an inferior product. That's like what. Yeah.
It's. You don't gotta.
I went to the Warlock. They were showing off the Warlock stuff at one of these PAXs, and I went over to go check it out because I hadn't seen it yet in a while. It was like this was pre-pandemic, and I was like, and I was wearing my Dwarven Forge t-shirt, and the guy goes, "Oh, do you know Dwarven Forge?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do a little work there." And he's like, "Oh, cool, you guys' stuff is so awesome." And he was instead of pitching me on the Warlock stuff, he was telling me how awesome our stuff was. And I was like, yeah. It was amazing. And then I was asking about it. He was like, "I don't actually know anything about this stuff. They just hired me to sit in this booth." And it's like, I don't actually know anything about these pieces.
That's fair. Well, that's yeah. We don't need it. Yeah.
You know what was the other? This is absolutely tangent. Can you think of it? Long call. I got a call from my bank about a thing. It was just like a random thing. They're like, they need some.
Is your banker a Dwarven Forge fan?
Well, so that was like, I was driving, and so I was like, okay, well, can you just email me the information? And they're like, sure. What, so I gave them my email address, and I was like spelling it out, DWARVENFORGE.com, and then there was like this pause, and he went, "No way." I was like, "Hello?" He's like, "Wait, you work for Dwarven Forge?" I was, "Wow." He's like, "Oh man," he's like, "I love Critical Role, and we just started this Everon campaign where it was just like this, like suddenly this quiet banker guy was like so excited. It was amazing. Yeah.
It's a real double-edged sword on dating apps. because there are
Great
people,
sword.
there are people who will recognize it, but then sometimes you just don't want to talk about it that much.
Yeah, you just want to. Yeah, you need a break. Oh, it was really funny. Like I was, it was like so exciting.
That is very. That's fascinating. Yeah. We have people all over.
Yeah. Then he sent me a nice email.
We'd recognize them more if we sold shirts. Speaking of which,
hey, we got shirts live. Mace made it happen.
If you look on the Discord, Drago's posted a picture of his like massive like triceps, trapezoids.
Yeah, the trapezoidals.
They're called traps because it's literally like trapezoid.
It's
muscles,
the
right?
trapezius,
He's just like busting out of his shirt. Dude's
it's
built
hexagonal.
Dude's built like a Viking. Yeah. I just remember seeing that. I was just like, I want to just use this as like an advertising, as like marketing. Like,
he looks like he's in the army.
He looks, awesome. he looks, yeah.
So
he looks like a warrior.
We got other build thoughts on what we want to, what's going to best showcase out all we've got to offer.
Is this the U.S. only T-shirt? Yeah, we're trying to find a way to do rest of world. But that provider doesn't seem to be able to do it. So Mace is exploring options. She's trying to find a way to get it out there.
As well as maybe kids sizes.
Yeah,
working on kids sizes.
Yeah, working on expanding the sizes on offer as well.
We have a couple more designs that are in the hopper too. Felipe did this amazing Redbox cover homage. It's awesome.
Dragos is working out while watching the stream right now.
Yes!
I need to get back to the gym so
getting
badly.
his gains.
Yeah. I don't know if he needs anymore.
Yes.
Let's see.
It's no end.
A Warhammer section to show off versatility of the scatter. Oh, so we're going to have two.
We have a Wargame section.
So what I was thinking for the two. Well, do we want to talk about the Wargame section or no?
Sure. Yeah.
So what I was thinking with it was having one that feels more like a open battlefield that's like longer, because we got like that larger section for it, and then the smaller section. Another thing that like generally speaking wargamers hobbyists love to do is like they put so much care into their minis and stuff that they like making like dioramas and taking cool photos. So the smaller section could just be one where it's like, let's just like dynamically pose, like
build a display base for your army.
Yeah, like a really cool dynamically posed thing.
Or we could do a skirmish. Clearly a skirmish, small, a Rangers of the Shadow Deep thing, or
the ideal thing to do would be to do one fantasy, one sci-fi.
Ooh, we could do that.
We could do one with Star Wars figures or something similar.
Yeah.
Using Wilderness or Hellscape or something else, that one of our sets that does function as a sci-fi set.
Yeah. That's a really good one. So then
we could literally...
Any other war game ideas, anybody?
We could also literally set up the Rangers of Shadow Deep module that Mikola wrote.
And
have the sign for it. We can literally have it built out right there.
And have a QR code right to the link so you could, download the free module now.
And then if people ask about it, we can go like, yeah, we can like show them like, yeah, so these drift zones will be spinning around. And like that could be the fantasy one.
That's really fun.
Yeah. Hellscape would be great for sci-fi. It's a great Mustafar set if you're doing one of the Star Wars war games. Recommend setting up a terrain photo booth for people to take their miniatures that they bought at the convention.
Oh,
they could do that at the sandbox area too. You can go like build a little
with a little like a step and repeat with a build a little thing with a pedestal and a little light, and you could put. That's a really fun. Dwarven Forge branding in it.
In fact, we should.
Whose idea was that? You get a free picture when you come.
Paul Hostetler. That was Paul.
Paul.
We should make sure to bring the mini stand for the reliquaries.
Yes.
And let people take a picture of their mini on a reliquary.
Yes, and it's part of the reliquaries area. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
That's a really. That's such a fun, simple like.
Do you think putting actual Warhammer minis on your terrain will help? Potentially. We'd be okay with that. It's not using it in advertising. We're not claiming to sell their stuff, so it'd probably be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Hamster's time to paint them. 1,000-point army or 2.
He can do it.
Yeah.
He probably has them.
Yeah. He's doing it right now. Get on that, hamster.
Ranger Scenario is a good idea. Star Wars would be wicked cool. Crystal Solely said that, so.
Well, she's a little biased. Her entire life is based on Star Wars. But yeah.
Reliquaries could also show off people's dice they buy. You could literally like let them like. Yeah.
Oh, we could have a dice beauty booth and a miniature beauty booth. Something like, oh, that's a really fun. That's so cool.
I think the more that we let people interact with this stuff, the better.
Yep.
Like that's the whole thing with our like when people get their hands on our pieces, that's when they realize how cool they are.
Yeah.
So,
No, I love this. Keep it coming. What else?
Yeah.
What else?
Underdoom works well for sci-fi too, Drago says. And of course, Paul's going to back that up. Paul's our resident like Underdoom advocate. Photo competition using the sandbox. Ooh, we could. Well, the weird thing is they're limited in what they. Yeah.
And I don't want someone to like hog the sandbox for like 2 hours trying to build the ultimate thing and whatever.
It's not making a competition.
I don't want the sandbox to be a competition. I want it to be a fun space.
But we could ask
kids
them,
are going to go over there and like.
We could ask them to like post the picture with hashtagging us or something.
Yeah.
And we'll retweet their pictures or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, our plan is also we're going to anybody that comes to the booth and joins the mailing list, we're going to give them the rubble-strewn floor that we for whatever reason we have like a whole bunch of that single piece and has the removable rubble pile and the reveal of the thing underneath. It's a neat piece. But any of you guys that are already, you folks that are already on the mailing list, or if you're not, you should join it now. If you show up and say, oh, I watch on the Anvil every week, whatever, we'll give you one also. So, if you're already in the family and you show up and you're like, hey, where's your free gift? We'll give you a free gift.
Paul says post their pics with the hashtag for a chance at winning a $50 gift card. Let's not make it like a competition where it's about like making the coolest picture.
Just
we just
make
like
sure we
randomly select from the people who do it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
We've done previously, we've done random giveaways at the end of each day for people who sign up the mailing list or whatever. But it's a better one to do with
Do it on social
hashtags.
media, then it has a bunch of people like our imagery getting out there.
Yeah, I love it.
It's only an exhibition, not a competition. Please no wagering.
Big money, big money, big money. My money's on Crystal.
A chance to get a whammy. Do a creative build contest with limited tiles, with a jury to judge the best build. That's too many resources.
Too much work.
I think. Yeah.
I like the idea. Too much work.
Are the days of Dwarvenite by the pound totally gone? At least for
currently.
now. We're not going to be staffed enough.
Selling stuff at the booth takes a lot of our resources. It's harder than it might seem. Also, the having stock to sell, like it is big, it is bulky, it is heavy. We have to keep hauling in. Like it's our stuff is ill-suited for that. We should have made miniature dice. That would have been ideal.
Oh, what's a good giveaway word? We should launch the giveaway. What have we said that's an interesting word?
Anybody have any suggestions?
We said so many words today.
We did it. We said a few words.
Photo booth, traps, booth, Gencon.
How about the rabbit special?
Rabbit special, one word?
Yeah. Let's take it one word.
Rabbit special, one word.
Rabbit, you're not eligible for this one, though.
For your chance to get a $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge online store, you are eligible no matter where you live, as long as it is on Earth.
Worldwide.
Anywhere that we can ship to, you are eligible to win a $50 digital gift card to the web store.
Yeah.
All right. Look at that.
That purple looks a lot more like purple than the red did. It's really remarkable.
I'm debating now whether Star Wars or Warhammer minis would be a bigger pull. You think Warhammer minis would be a bigger pull?
Warhammer. Me. We should see what hamster's more excited to paint.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I know he's painted both. I've seen him post pictures of
Maybe the Star Wars is better. Crystal said Star Wars, so we kind of have to. Right?
Well, because I think
Star Wars, you know what?
I think Star Wars would attract people who aren't wargamers even.
Stormtroopers would pop on Hellscape.
Yeah, white against black.
Like, it would be really...
Because it's that thing where, like, even if... I think there will be more Star Wars fans there than wargamers, because most wargamers will also be Star Wars fans.
Well, Star Wars is like this mega
It's a
group
big
that just,
sprawling
like,
thing, and
it
if we make
covers
something that is like,
everything. Yeah.
if we make something that is like recognizable as Mustafar or Yavin
Yeah.
4 or something like
Yom Kippur. That's
Yavin 4.
okay.
Yom Kippur is an
I'm
entirely.
like, I think you're. I think wait. I think you're crossing the mythos here. This is all right. So then here's another. Back to the build question. So
Oh, apparently Crystal Sully worked on Star Wars Legion. And it's
amazing.
yeah.
So we're going to, starting maybe as soon as next week, start building some of these big old mega builds on air here on the Anvil, which would be kind of fun. We did this, Chris was saying this was one of our first streams 27 months ago.
Yeah, one of our first streams, literally 27 months ago. Yeah, according to Finley's subscriptions. Yeah, it was Nate and Toby making the build for PAX East. We were going to take to PAX East.
That was, yeah, we'd done like the base and then we're finishing it out like live on the, it was like 2 in the afternoon on a random Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
Right, it was probably like the Tuesday before the convention. It was like knowing us. So continuing that tradition, we're going to start building some of these on the air. So that's the next question is, what would be most fun to see built over the course of several weeks? And by weeks, I mean months. What do people, like, are people sick of seeing Wildlands built? Should we do a city build in, I mean, what do we start with, right? Because ideally we're going to cover a bunch of these. I should also see what Toby's most interested in building and do something different than, I kind of want to do a Wildlands. I kind of want to do the Smuggler's Fort Take 2 or Take 3, do a Wildlands build that has a hidden...
The sample build that led to us ordering and selling a bunch of docks?
Yeah, that sort of a thing. Right. It was sort of, I was playing with it in the PAX build had some of that, had like a little fort and some...
Finley brings up a good point. This is to show new people, so they're not going to be sick of anything.
Fair.
Mascons has a fishing town.
Fishing town would be better with the Cities 2 stuff, but yes. Well, docks is a good, yeah.
What if we put it on one of the corners just next to a Cities 2 thing and we literally have it connect
have
to
it feed into
2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think the thing we were thinking with having like the 2 areas for Cities 2, we were thinking this depends on like what we have ready at the time. We were thinking of like doing like one low town build and one like high town build. You know, one with the wood, one with the stone.
Maybe this is a low town dock side, seedy dock side something, and the water from that feeds into a Wildlands
like
build,
and you start like a swamp there
and whatever that then gets thicker vegetation's forest and works its way up to mountain. What do we put up high on the mountain? Is it a castle? Is it something or other? And
a castle with that big like purple like blade over the crystal orb.
He had me at purple. What?
Yeah. Let's just put a whole Necromancer's Keep on top of a mountain on the corner there.
You know, all right, this might be a terrible, awesome idea. What if we, so what if you did, it's city, like low town dockside thing into swamp, into forest, up into a mountain, but then this side of it, so that like facing this side, you get this like cool scene, right? You can try, but then this side, we do a layer cake, and this side is actually a cutaway, and this is dungeons and caverns and whatever, like built in. It'll spill out here, like we'll just do like traditional, like you can actually see into the dungeon, whatever. But it'll build into like essentially we build out this mountain face, but then build the side of it. You can actually see the dungeons and the caves and whatever stuff going from this side, and then it opens up here and it all builds out or whatever. Is that a fun gag?
It'd be cute. I think one thing that'd be really fun would be if these actually do bleed into each other. So I was thinking, so if that small thing would end up being if that wargame section would end up being the Rangers module, which uses the driftstones and stuff.
Yeah, we could
maybe we move that over, and maybe on the other side of that we start having like a town of like the original cities like built up on like some crags and stuff, and that goes down into like imperial streets and stuff, and we have like an old CBS build which then connects, like we have a gate going into.
Oh, and then this is the old city, and then over here is Hightown. Like
yeah, and we have like a gate going
yep.
into Hightown there.
Yep.
And then the reliquaries, which are super fancy, wouldn't look that bad next to Hightown.
Fair, yeah. Ooh, I want to
doing a layer cake on that corner under the mountains would be incredible. It
was a crowd pleaser.
You got to get dungeons and caverns in there. So what I'm thinking here is if we do like the Mustafar, if we do the Mustafar Star Wars thing for that wargame thing there, then it could feed into like regular caverns and ice caverns.
Well, this can go into magma, ice cave, whatever.
And that mega section can go into like all of our interior stuff.
Yeah. And or it's okay, this can have a break. Like I want the wargame thing to feel like you need to look at it and go, oh yeah, that's clearly a wargame battlefield. Like that one might not bleed as well as the others, but like it might want to have a break or something. But
we could have a solid wall there and have like a lava flow going down into it, and like, yeah.
I think I want to toy. Maybe I'll toy with this.
The layer cake's going to be the most complicated thing we do.
Yeah, that's a perfect thing to do on air. Figure it out. See what works and doesn't work live. Because it's a really pleasing gag. Like it really is fun when it works.
I'm going to roll this giveaway real quick.
Oh, yeah. The Rabbit Special.
All right. And we are rolling. God, if it's Rabbit, I swear to God.
That would be awesome.
No, close. It's Masticon.
Woo! Has Masticon won before? In all these years of watching?
I don't know.
Well, congrats.
He's been here a lot.
Forever.
Yeah. I have a hard time remembering. I'm going to whisper you real quick. I guess I'll find out soon. Yeah. Okay, looks like you have...
Woo!
Wow, back in... Look, a year and a half ago. Oh, it was for KS1 Dressings Pack, too. This was like before we were doing the gift cards, I think.
KS1 Dressings Pack.
It was a long time. This was... That's
awesome.
November 2020. This was like shortly after Wildlands. Oh, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yay.
All right.
It's amazing. What do we put on the top of the thing? We just do a big, tall, ridiculous castle. Nothing gets good verticality and eyes like a big, ridiculous castle. Should I shame the Necromancer's Keep?
I think.
Yeah.
Actually, what could be...
Because I kind of want it.
Cool and eye-catching. Use the mounts to take it up to eye level, and we do like a really beautiful ruins. We have like the Moonlit Arch, and like... We have like... the Archaean runes there, and we can do a big castle on the corner by C2, like as part of the city potentially, or we can do the castle on top of the mountain.
We don't get enough verticality out of the.
Well, we've got the whole mountain going up is the thing. I'm worried if we put a castle up on top of it.
Mountains.
How high are we going to go with the mountain?
The mountain.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to go that high, if you want to go that high,
I want people to be able to see it from down, like, like.
Then it has to be a castle. There's no other option.
Yeah, like it's got to go up. I mean, it could be some sort of city thing that's like weird, but the only thing that looks cool that high. Like, no, I want it like ridiculous, like taller than people. Like we need to see. You need to see it from a distance, because people pack in. Like you can't. You see over people's heads.
Yeah, if it has to go that big.
We do need the ruins in a. Maybe the ruins are in that Wildlands thing down below. Like we go swamp into forest, and they're in the forest.
On the other side,
the ruins,
so like maybe like that part of
working the way
that they built this town like by.
Perfect place. We'll build this town on the old ancient elven burial ground. Like
something real weird and eldritch happened over there. Let's
perfect place to set up camp.
Let's build our port city here.
Perfect.
We'll have all of our commerce come in and out through.
That sounds like what happens in D&D and in movies.
Yeah.
You know, where's the lively place to build your thing?
This is a huge amount of effort. Yep.
Have you met us? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
But also fun. Did we mention the part that it's fun?
Like, yeah, we enjoy doing this. This is the part that is like really fun to do. Finley says, top of the mountain, use a light puck and make an active lighthouse to get people's attention from across the room. Is there a way to work that light puck into...
Oracle pool.
Use the Oracle pool like on
top of a castle thing. It's a mage's, right? It's this
so we
the
use
crazy mage's
like
lonely tower.
We use like the large, wide, round tower top.
That's a really good idea. We're going to have a couple of light pucks going.
It'd still have to be low enough that you would be able to look down and see it. But... that's doable. Fishing town next to a live volcanic hellscape. That is true. Yeah, they're gonna have they're gonna have Mustafar on one side and then the ruins on another.
All the fish are just floating dead because they're like the water's hot and sulfurous. And it's the easiest fishing ever.
We have two sets of docks, one over the river going to the swamp, the other over a lava river into the hellscape.
Oh, it's so
that's where we sail our lava boats. All the lava fishers go out.
Lava fishers. So good.
Could you use castles to make more of a cathedral or more of a mountaintop monastery?
Yes.
Oh, we could have like little monks and everything. We can have like a big one. We could get a bunch of the stairs and do like a big long switchback going up to the castle as well.
Got the winding stairs.
Yeah, we can go.
Yes, that's very satisfying.
Yeah. Use an acrylic crystal ball on top of the light puck to allow the light to have horizontal emission.
Or a giant prism.
I think Finley's been dreaming about having this light puck for a long
time. One of those big multifaceted prisms, right? And then put that on the light puck so it's just shooting. Yeah, getting some horizontalness in the light is fun. We could also just cheat and put the Codex Vault in the Oracle pool and put it up vertical, build a frame for it. Something in, so you can see it because it looks really cool in the Codex Vault.
Yeah.
We just need to hurry up and make our vertical thing for cities.
The biggest problem with working the light puck into it is the battery life. We're talking about having like 9-hour days of the floor being open.
If we've got. Let's say we have 2 active light pucks going. We bring 6, and we have 4 charging while 2 are running, and you just swap them out.
Okay.
The LEDs, generally LEDs, we'll leave them on like often the whole convention, and they last through the thing. But the light puck is its own. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to be doing games again this year. We have a small team, and we're not going to have the bandwidth.
Yeah. Games were fun though. That was. We're trying not to like bring people into the booth in that there may still be heavy COVID-y. I don't know what the future holds.
Like for the sandbox area where we're asking people to like build and stuff, we're gonna have like sanitizer there and ask that they like use hand sanitizer before they touch anything and all that. So
we had at PAX Unplugged. Let's say with Crystal, we were supposed to be running games over in the Wormwood booth, because we were sharing. We were just in Die Hard gave us like one table in their booth, like a corner of their booth. It was super nice of them to set up, but we wanted to run games. So Wormwood said, "Oh yeah, you guys can run games over here." So I did on Friday, whatever. I ran one game, and the whole thing got shut down. It was too distracting from their trying to sell their tables, whatever. It was like.
Seeing people have a good time at their tables was...
Yeah, I was you know,
Too
I
distracting.
was screaming and standing on the chairs, and you know, it was like it was a fun game. We had we had a good time, but
So if
Doug
you were-
was like, what the hell is going on over there? And I was like, yeah, I told him we could run some could do some games and whatever. He's like, get the hell out! Just that was it. It was one game and out. We had like 8 games scheduled. It was like
You're
it was
just
killer.
mad that they can't
Yeah.
entertain people like you.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah. I
Do
mean,
you
I
know-
thought it was a great selling point. They'd be like,
Oh, do we
look,
know-
if you can
do-
buy one of these tables, look how much fun you'll have. This is.
Do we know our booth number? Do we got it off the top of your head?
1201. We used to be
I'm gonna-
1301, and we moved one booth to the left. Left is a cardinal direction, right? Like left on the.
Left is a cardinal
I guess I'm
direction,
facing the other
yes.
direction.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, they released the map. Are we?
We normally were at 1301. We're one over right next to it, so basically the exact same spot.
Oh, it's a map for ants.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
tiny.
no.
It's it used to be like Tunnel and Toad. Who was it? Toad and Troll. Toad and somebody had a game over there. But, oh yeah, wait.
All right. Oh God. All right.
We're right below the upper deck.
Is it alphabetical? It's alphabetical. Okay.
Yeah, we're
Dwarven Forge.
circled.
1201. Yeah.
Giant Circle. Yeah.
We're 1201. Oh yeah, and we also drew a big circle around it. Nobody
the J
on stream could
special.
see it. So it is
Oh.
1201. We are booth 1201.
Pretty easy to find because you're right near the sort of that main entrance. You, come
You guys in the
streaming
coupon book.
What?
There's a coupon book?
Yeah, we don't do coupons.
Coupons.
No, we're not in the coupon book.
Coupons.
Coupons. No sales, no coupons, no anything.
Is that
We're-
Bill Engvall? Who did that? Who did the coupons bit? I think it was a
No.
blue collar guy. It's probably either
Don't know the
it's
coupons
probably either
bit.
Engvall or Foxworthy.
Don't know the coupons bit.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't,
It's from the 90s, probably before your time.
Yeah, before I
Yeah.
learned how to laugh, before
Yeah.
comedy caught on. Early underground. Wait a second, I lost one of the dice. How did I do
Let's
that?
see.
How did
Secure
the
booth
game-
666 for Hellscape. I don't think there
Right?
is a 666. It was Ron White? Yeah, that makes sense, actually. I can hear it in his voice. I was right. It's a blue collar guy.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah.
Coupons.
Let's see. Some booths give
Um,
away free dice with their coupon.
Dude, all you need to do is come to our
Yeah,
our
we're
booth
giving-
and
we're
sign up
giving
for
a-
our mailing list, or tell us you're already on it,
Should
and
we, like-
we'll give you a piece of terrain.
Is that a thing? Can
What?
we put that in the coupon book? Just say like, oh, free rubble.
No, I think you had
floor.
to submit to the coupon book back in 2020. Like we're so far behind. Like Gencon has already printed their stuff. Like you can't do anything at this point. Like we're months beyond when you have to submit for anything.
Well,
This is like a massive. It's the biggest game convention in North America. Like they have the prep time. Like this is like.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they don't. It's not like us. They don't do it the night before. Like they're planning this stuff like years ahead of time.
They're able to just say like, all right, we got it. Like, stop iterating. Go. We're good.
We're what?
They're able to just like stop iterating and just go like, all right, cool. We're just gonna go ahead and like release it, like 4 months ahead of time.
Release
Just-
what? Oh wait, I'm in.
Just look for the disco light pucks. Give away Valorian Let's give away Valorian coins.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anybody that shows up and says, we should have a secret code word, like,
Rabbit special.
see, if you come up and say Rabbit Special, we'll give you a handful of Valorian coins. Sold.
Please.
You heard it here.
Please.
I traditionally will walk around with several pounds of Valorian coins in my pouch
We just need
and hand them to people that
We
are like,
just
hey,
need
I'm
it.
on the thing. I'm like, here you go.
anything we can
We
do.
have so many of those Valorian
Anything
coins.
we can do to get rid of the Valorian coins.
Yeah.
Would be
Yeah.
phenomenal.
No, they're, yeah. So come say secret words to us and we'll give you Valorian coins.
Free tile from Crystal Cavern. It's not from Crystal Cavern. It's not
A
from
free
don't
working Crystal Cavern with the remote.
give away Blu-rays or DVDs. Hey. Yep. You want
have a bunch of those
You
too.
want a DVD of the Dwarvenite?
We I also like to
can
give
have
away
it.
stickers, but it's really dicey because we get
'Cause it's a
fined
gaming
in
convention.
you get fined an enormous amount if one of the stickers shows up. Like I had an enforcer at one of the packs come up to me and say, "What's this?" Like it looks like a sticker. Yeah, it has your has your company name on it. What's it? I found this on the floor. I'm like, oh, that's the strangest thing. I don't know how that ever could have. Some fan must have smuggled that in. I'm hiding my pouch of like contraband stickers.
We should hand out WizKids stickers.
Warlock tiles. You know?
Yeah.
That's amazing. They also said, someone that worked at Gencon said, it was PAX, said Facebook was doing a thing there, and they said, you can't do stickers around. They said, who do we pay the fine to, or whatever? And they said something. So they prepaid $20,000 in fines. So these are for all the stickers you're going to find everywhere.
That sounds like so cold. Like that sounds like, man, that is a stone cold dude, but it's about stickers.
It's stickers.
It's stickers.
Yeah. Amazing. Said to an enforcer, which also sounds stone cold, but it's just that people walk around in Jedi costumes to keep an eye on things. Yeah. It's like
a guy rolling up and dropping down like a $1,000 bill, going keep the change. And he picks up an easy bake oven and walks off.
Is there anything else that we should do at Gen Con in the booth that's easy, that we haven't, that doesn't require time or energy or people?
Random YouTube link about the coupon book. Don't hate me. Okay, he really wants us to get in this coupon book.
What kind of coupon do you want? We could just come to the booth. We'll give you
We'll give you whatever you want.
We'll give you coins. We'll give you a dial.
So it sounds like genuinely we should just write what we're already doing in the coupon book, just to get more people to show up, I guess.
What time? It's May. We there's no way
It's May.
Yeah. What else beside the coupon book can we do? We got a exit and entrance. We got some reliquaries. We got a little photo booth for your dice. Got a hashtag giveaway.
They want modular ships, Spelljammer, an easy build. Put out some scatter for people to see options. I think
make a Spelljammer and fly around the floor.
It's a cool little Spelljammer backdrop you got back there.
Can't even.
Especially with the blue and purple lighting. It's very
spacey.
Super spacey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Spelljammer commemorative launch coin. Where does the fish tank go for the Royal Aquarium demo?
Ooh.
We still have that in the media room. What if we take the fish tank? What if?
We're not.
It'll get people's attention.
What do we put in the fish tank?
The same stuff we had in the video. You guys say you can't put anything in there. We did. We put stuff in there.
All right, we get in the coupon book, and we say, come see the mystery box. And it's the aquarium. It's covered with a big question mark thing.
We're
in the coupon book.
So it's filled with water. The bottom, you just got a bunch of hellscape. Then we got light panels underneath the fish tank. So we're illuminating the hellscape underwater.
What if it's a bobbing for apples thing? They just stick their face in the fish tank, and they can
The Dwarvenite doesn't float.
Well, that's why it's challenging.
They gotta go. They're gonna soak up to their. Yeah. They're gonna soak up to their armpits.
Their head.
Yeah. I don't think that's safe.
Yeah, maybe the fish tank's not a good idea.
Maybe
Anybody else have any other good ideas?
Have a hidden rabbit in the build. You could do a scavenger hunt. We could bring his. Well, I don't want to.
Hunt is fun.
Yeah. Would Nate sign a copy of my Spelljammer book at Gen Con?
Absolutely. Yes.
Nate Mike died. Wait, what? Talk?
Hello.
Did it? Oh, I think it died. 1 second.
Maybe I should do.
Is it just not turning on?
Yeah, it's red.
It's red? Okay. Well,
yeah, I will happily sign anything you show up with. I'll happily take pictures with you. I'll happily hang out and talk terrain with you. That's why we're there. It's fun. I will almost always. I always have a black Sharpie, and I try and also have a silver Sharpie at conventions in case it's a dark thing. In fact, I have it in my pocket right now. I have 3 Sharpies and 2 Uniball Vision needles. I never have
any of the team cosplaying. Man, we are gonna be so genuinely. We were looking at everything we're trying to do and with how few people are going.
We're gonna be dressed up as zombies.
Dressed up as shadows of our former selves.
Yeah.
We would fly over from Germany just to ask Nate about the new Spelljammer thing.
Oh,
You've
boy.
really developed a personality here.
About spell jamming.
Specifically
I had,
spell jamming.
when we did the Dwarvenite premiere at South by Southwest, I shipped out, I don't know, 80 pounds of costuming for.
Why?
It was in full armor. It had
Why?
cloaks. Because we're at South by Southwest with a documentary, trying to get attention with there was literally a life-size TIE fighter. They Lucasfilms had built a life-size TIE fighter and had stormtroopers patrolling around. There's all this real movies going on and stuff, and we have a documentary. So we're just gonna be in armor and weapons, and it made 30 cloaks, so everybody on the Dwarven team had embroidered with Dwarvenite in the back, could walk around and everything. But we're not bringing in any weapons or armor to this.
Oh yeah, we are gonna have a monitor there, probably having a half hour of footage on loop.
Yes,
The
that's
goal, yeah, and so a lot of it will be a lot of beauty, like what we do for the pre-roll
Pre-roll.
here, with some other stuff mixed in. We're thinking we'll grab some footage of it in use in some games and shows and stuff.
time lapse building.
Time lapses of
Good.
building and just everything.
Yeah,
we
what
find
else would
that's,
be good
nice
in,
and interesting. So we're gonna have that on a stand poking over the build. Let's see. Can we get a loop of the pre-roll on YouTube? Get just a loop of the pre-roll on YouTube? I'm intensely curious if we did a 1 hour
That would be awesome.
music to.
Beauty loop.
Yeah, we do just the lo-fi hip hop. Can we do lo-fi fantasy music? Is that a thing? Flutes, but they're
Yeah.
crackly and.
Just flutes and loots for. No, it's it's a thing. Yeah.
Live streams.
We're not doing. Actually, you know what? I'm supposed to play in a game Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
Is that the
with Alphinius Goo, the gooey cube.
gooey cube? Yeah.
Yeah,
You're in the goo cube.
yeah, it should be really fun.
I'm in the goo cube, baby.
No,
One
we're
hour
not
Dwarven
running any
Forge theme loop?
streams. We're
Oh,
not,
it's just the Dwarven Forge theme song that we had Battle Bards make.
looped for an hour.
Looped for an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Have some small dungeons on terrain tiles under the desk. Have some images on the shop, like a flip book. When people mention something, you can pull that build out, show how easy it is to find dungeon pieces.
Yep. That's a good one.
Yeah. Let's see. Opening Dwarven Forge while you watch OTA right now. The dream is it Wildlands or is it the restock? Have paper masters
Watching
some
what?
dungeons. Have people put them down in an order, then fly into 3D terrain.
Oh, that's funny.
Transitioning from paper maps to 3D terrain. That sounds like a good idea for advertising.
It's almost like we literally talked about that earlier this
Yeah.
week. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Good wavelength, whoever that is.
Fan
What
builds
else?
in the loop.
Oh,
We could do.
That's a really
fan build
fun.
section.
That's an awesome idea. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Send us some video footage of your builds. OTA at dwarvenforge.com.
We have so many photos that are already cleared. This is the thing I'm wondering is would we get enough video? Is it good
We
to just
can do video and
go
photos.
just a
Inter-
photo slideshow for a while?
Intersperse and yeah. There's no rules. It just needs to look cool. I love putting fan builds in there. Oh, that's great. This is why we do the show.
Yeah, I think that's really solid. That'll help extend. So I've got a good 10 minutes just from what we've got in the B-roll here that I think is really fitting for it. And then we can work in some fan builds. We can work in some stuff from Critical Role, Son of a Dungeon.
Time lapse builds so you can see the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12x12 fan build showcases. You'll strip the audio, right? Yeah, we're not going to be playing any audio.
No, silent.
Are you looking for vids or just pics? Probably
Both.
pictures is fine. Not everybody has
but
video
sometimes a
stuff.
cool
If you
video.
have video,
Yeah.
go for it. But I think we'll just say pictures are fine because that's what's easy for most people to do.
That'd be awesome.
Fan builds would be a really good thing to have in there.
I love
Because
that.
we should.
I love it.
We should.
And then we can tell people to
push-
tag, put it, tag us, share your builds.
We should push joining the community
Yes.
on one of the signs as well. It's something
Yes.
I wish we had done at Adepticon.
Yes.
Not just the mailing list, but also
Be part of
Yeah.
the fun, the insanity, the
Can you share the
madness.
inbox we should send to? OTA. Oh, Finley already did it.
Man,
Finley is the secret 19th member of the team. Like,
What video resolution are we talking? Just get it in widescreen and like we can make it work.
yeah.
I mean, if you can get it up to at least
This way, not
HD.
this way.
Yeah, if you can get it up to at least HD, like 1080p, that'd be sick.
We'll take 8K,
But-
whatever you got. You know.
We're actually exclusively showing stuff in IMAX.
It's gonna be, or our whole booth is just gonna be a giant 10-story tall screen.
So you will have a From the Anvil live at Gencon? I don't think so.
Ooh.
What's the first day of Gencon?
Thursday.
Okay, so we won't be at the convention Wednesday night.
Yeah, no, I don't think there'll be OTA that night.
Probably not.
No.
Well, Tyler knows how to run a stream.
We're
Yeah,
here on the
yeah, well,
floor
yeah,
with no
yeah.
internet. Bye.
Well, apparently.
that was
We're at a
Tyler.
convention. I love that kid.
He's amazing.
It's yeah.
I was marveling today at how we are so lucky to be surrounded. We have such an unbelievable team. Like, that's also why we make fun of each other, because there's a lot of love.
Yeah, Charles has been knocking it out of the park on Twitter. His pictures are he makes his stuff look better than we do.
Is he coming to Gen Con?
He is. Yeah, he said he
Yay!
is. Charles is going to be there.
All
I
right.
think a good number of people are going to be there.
Yes.
My red digital camera won't make it in time. You're getting a red?
Wow.
Are you talking like a Scarlet or a Dragon? I haven't followed red cameras for a while. Scarlet and Dragon.
All I remember is the red one. That was the
red
first.
one. Yeah, the big red one.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, what was the last? I've
Epic?
used a Scarlet.
Wasn't
I've
there-
used a Dragon. Yeah, they made an Epic. They made a red Epic. I've kind of replaced. I kind of replaced the red part of my brain with black magic.
The red part.
The red part. Yeah.
No,
Like
it's
I
all
know more
purple.
about black magic cameras than red cameras now.
The new color.
Yeah.
Wait till the Purple Majesty camera line comes out. That'll take it all.
Yeah.
Any other ideas for Gen Con, or should we call it a stream a little early?
Show how it can work with remote gameplay.
Vorpal. It's not nuts. Works very well for remote.
Yeah. Maybe we actually just worked some footage from when we made that video in. But I was thinking, I was like, is there a way we can do a practical demo of that at the table?
You'd have to do it. You'd have to have monitor and camera on one side or a camera on one side and a monitor on the other, like a Vorpal arm on corner A and a thing on
Yeah,
corner
I
B.
think it would be you would have a mount clamped to the table.
You'd have a
the-
thing on over here,
Yeah.
and you'd have a monitor over here, and like so you'd say, look, they're setting up a thing over here, and you can see it over there or something. But it's hard to demo because you need a computer and a mouse and a thing and multiple. Like it's just like
Yeah, authentically, all you would actually need, because you don't have to show the whole thing in motion, but just even the concept of like, put it on a phone arm, and if you can just get that feed onto a monitor, you can just show like, yeah, you move things around like this, and everybody can see, you can point at stuff, and say like, just imagine that inside Discord, or imagine that inside, you basically, or in Vorpal, like you just use that as your camera, basically.
yeah, it's not nuts.
I don't know if it's going to be possible, but it might not be the hardest thing to pull off.
Yeah.
Chuck says he's going to dig up his Nokia flip phone and film something epic.
Chuck.
It's like you in person at the con. I just wonder if reminding people of being remote is ideal.
I
Yeah.
love
there's-
Vorpal has like made my remote sessions just so it's just so easy. I just love it. Love it.
Use the exact same pieces for a Dungeons/Caverns build, and use the exact same pieces to make the build look completely different to show the modularity. I think that would be the point of, when we've got the store sections, if we have like a basic caverns there or something, if you're familiar with the basic caverns thing, you can really quickly like go between like the two builds that we showed in the getting started video, for example. So I think that's useful. Last idea is QR codes for the Discord/store. Yeah, so our plan with that is to
Everything has a QR.
have QR codes that will take you to specific collections or specific sets. based on what we've got on display there. So if we're showing like maybe we've got so like for the wargaming section we've got like a check out our wargaming collection. That QR code takes you straight to that. All that jazz. We want to use a lot of QR codes.
Mace even suggested embedding QR codes in sections of a thing. So like if we have this big wildlands thing with a swamp, like we put a little QR code in there. It's like, see our swamp collection, like in the build, and you can just get that and it'll go right to swamps. It's kind of fun way to bury the info.
Something needs a Lazy Susan build on a rotating plate. Yeah, we should take one of the turntables. One of the Lazy
That's a
Susans.
good idea.
I'm not sure what we would put on it yet, but we can do a lot with it. Anything up to 2x2 will fit on it, in my experience. Yeah, we should do something with that, for sure.
I love that.
Make a board cube of terrain trays and show 6 different builds created with the same pieces. That's too much.
Well, you could do 2, right? You could do an A and a B. Like that's a really easy, right? Like pull up terrain tray 1 and say, look, we built, this is a core set and thing on a terrain tray, and then boom, this is that exact same set build out this. Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. These features are modular. This is a good one.
I try to build your own grabby box, those little petting zoo section for kids. So we want to have a sandbox section.
The new sand pieces here.
Yeah, our new sand terrain. Usually do 4-foot rounds on 5-foot tables or a 5-foot on a 6-foot. Oh, Mantis is saying that he does all his builds on a Lazy Susan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Can you dig it? Yeah, Lazy Susan makes things just super easy. Like when we were doing the Vorpal games, it was so nice to be able to just turn it around and show people a different angle. Can you sell us a rubber mallet made of Dwarvenite with your? Oh God, you know the size of that? How many?
You could
pieces
hurt
that would
somebody
be?
with it. That'd be
You
amazing.
could significantly hurt somebody. Yes. You know how expensive that would be to produce?
It would be pricey. Man, if it was like a replica of a 5-pound cross-peen hammer blacksmithing, it would be.
A dwarven blacksmith's hammer. No.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Then I would have something to brandish during our streams. An on-brand
you never have anything
brandishing.
to wave around. Did you? Okay, I have a question.
I have one at home and one here.
Okay, that answers the question. that was genuinely
That was Janet.
I was like, did you put that in your car and bring it back here? Or
No,
genuinely
Janet.
You have to.
Janet knows me very well, and she got some fiddling devices known as daggers. Yeah, I need things like idle hands need to stab things.
You took me for granted there'd be a new sand fame. I'm sorry, not yet.
No,
Someday.
it's a place for the modular ships to land.
Yeah.
The fleet, the armada, the spelljammers, the armada of spelljammers to land.
Greg says a loop of Nate doing the rave moves with the reliquaries pieces and the smoke and light seems like a great idea. The thing that Ray did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the best thing ever.
Ray and Casey are a bunch of memers, and
Yeah.
they make
Have you
me
ever
feel-
seen anybody wrangle smoke like that though? Like it's
Yeah.
I'm like a smoke whisperer. I got it.
I feel like Miles has the best grasp on
Yeah,
doing
no,
smoke
he's
tricks.
actually legitimately all I do is flail at it and try and get it. He can
He's just like, oh, no,
actually
you
get
just
it
do
to
this.
and
It's
it-
like,
yeah.
what's that? He's like, oh yeah, I learned that from
Well,
smoking.
He's legitimately a wizard. He's an illusionist.
He
Miles
made.
is, yeah.
Oh, we need to get him on stream so people can see his wizard hat. His wizard hat and vest that he crocheted himself.
And then he
and
made one
wears
for
every day.
He made one for Dunk.
He made one for Dunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
any idea to
he
show
wears-
some
he
unpainted
wears a
things at Gen
wizard.
Con? We should.
Anyway.
We should have some unpainted stuff to show. You can get it unpainted. Here's
In the store section. It's a good.
yeah.
Good note.
We did that at Epticon. We had the same curved runes piece. We had unpainted, the factory painted, and then a custom paint job that Hamster did.
It's a good one.
Let's see. We should make Nate's dagger in Dwarvenite. That was Chuck. So Chuck has made. I think it's a threat. You would hurt
Fight.
yourself
Yeah.
pretty badly.
Nah.
You're just
bounce
consistently
back.
hitting yourself with Dwarvenite?
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it'd be okay. I could.
Hamjammer ships at all those cities too. Smokes on the water docks.
Port
I need to do a collection with just all
Hamjammer
of the
is.
titles. Rabbit has.
I'm definitely doing Port Hamjammer.
Port Hamjam. Got to build the Unpainted Mafia. Oh, Merc's saying he wants to get more unpainted people in the community. Build an unpainted small watchtower to show it as Darren's instant fortress.
I have a Darren's instant fortress at home. I built out a square tower that it's actually finally got destroyed. That thing was just a nightmare. It had a pit fiend kicked in the wall on one side, so it had this. I cut out a bunch of, but it would survive for another, I don't know, year of gaming with that, and then finally it got destroyed by. He triggered it with an immovable rod. He basically tried to do it. He tried to shoved it inside the Udak and used the immovable rod to try and hold it in place as he triggered it, so it would trigger inside the Udak and explode out the Udak, and he'd roll a 1. And I decided, you know what, that's going to blow up that fortress because that thing is the bane of my existence. Don't ever give your players it's a fortress.
Finley's saying that for the Unpainted, we should have a couple of pieces in a row of like a simple paint scheme to show like each step, to show like how simple painting them can be.
It's not nuts.
So I guess a basic caverns or a basic dungeon piece would probably work best for that. One of my D&D PCs is named Bram Slamhammer, so can't wait to play him in Spelljammer.
Oh, man. You know, though, if we... It's going to be so long before it happens, but if we do make modular ships, we kind of have to do Spelljammer pieces at that point because it doesn't take much to...
It's a very minor, because Spelljammer ships, they're just regular ships with like slight modifications.
Well, except for all the wacky, the dragonfly ships and the nautiloids and the
sure, nautiloids and stuff, but
what's
like
the actual Spelljammer, big manta ray, like.
But like we
we could just do any galleon.
They can be sea ships, airships, Spelljammers.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to swap out.
Blast
swap a sail
hard cheese, Chuck.
What?
That is my favorite. Blast hard cheese. It's an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I've heard of this MST3K.
Yeah, it's just like a really generic bad like sci-fi action movie, and the lead is just like a guy who just like is a solid slab of muscle, but he cannot act. His face does not move. He shows no emotion or anything, and so every time he's like running around, they just like keep saying like new names for him, like Blast Hard Cheese. So Splint good. Tough Knuckle, and just like stuff like that.
Tough Knuckle is a good.
That one I made up. Brick Hard Meat. That's a good one. Yeah.
Brick Hard Meat.
Yeah. Is Nick considering? Considering.
Am I considering?
Big McLarchuge. That's where Big McLarchuge come from. Yeah.
Big McLarchuge. Well, it's not happening anytime in the immediate future. But if we ever do ships, it seems like making sky ships and hamjammers is. I mean, it seems like you have to at that point.
Nate sure knows a lot about Spelljammer.
It was, I was somewhat excited when it came out. My brother got the box set.
So this all ties into like some childhood trauma, basically. That's where.
Yeah. I was like, wait, this is it?
That's
Spelljammer in space?
Okay.
Terrible.
All this unfair treatment of Spelljammer is because of something that happened when you were a kid.
Somebody fired off a fireball in the Phlogiston and everything blew up.
All right. So we got to fix that for you, basically.
Yeah, it was just
it
had jumped the shark. It was the amount of
game
wackiness. It had gone too wacky.
You control the wackiness.
Yeah, but it was everywhere. Like
you literally control the tone of the game yourself.
Yeah. They had the no. I kind of like they had the flying monkeys from Star Frontiers in there, which was cool. But I don't know. There's so many it's just I don't know. It's just for no reason. But maybe this reboot of Spelljammer will be better. We'll see. I remain open-minded. I will see. I will do my time on the Rock of Brawl and see what happens.
Jeffrey brings up a good point. This is something that we said when we got back from Adepticon. The planar pylons from Wildlands are like massive war game like pieces. Like they are great war game objectives.
Well, literally, it's called the.
We literally made a war game
Is it-
objective pack.
It was
Like,
called the 2 pylon pack was called the LED objective pack. It was like-
Yeah.
I think that we changed it for Final Thing, but that was like the whole the driving force behind that was like this is exactly what you want to put. Boom, put those out, and then change the color when you take
It
control
was
of it.
just,
It's like,
that's all it was. It's just 2 planar pylons
Yeah.
for like $30, I think, which wasn't bad.
boom.
Yeah.
Soon coming to a web store near you.
Yeah.
But we should definitely put those in the build, the board game
We
build.
need to
like
show
boom,
them
boom,
off,
boom.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Which
That's a good
makes
one.
the case that we should do.
We could put those in Star Wars.
We can put them in Star Wars. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, it's not like the craziest.
And, you know, we'll iron out these specifics like over time. But we got all these ideas to work with now.
Got
There's so much we can do. Every year we suddenly have more stuff that we can use.
Yes.
Wildlands expanded.
We
what
just
can
don't
do
have.
so much.
It's the time is the challenge.
The time really is the main thing.
Yeah.
I think this is the most we've ever had going on at once.
Did Finley make a time machine yet? I figured.
He was working on it.
Yeah, get on that.
I think him and his LARP crew were.
Yeah, we need a time machine.
They're
for
theoretical
stat.
physicists when they're not LARPing. You know.
In theory, at least.
In theory, yeah.
Yeah.
For Star Wars, they could be the crystals that you use to make lightsabers. That'd be a big lightsaber.
What are those kyber crystals? What are those called?
Kyber crystals, yeah. I think
That would be that's a Death Star lightsaber. That's like.
Chuck says he used the ship's catapult to launch the PCs at an enemy ship. In Spelljammer, I'd assume.
Fair.
That's not wacky, that's Zelda. They have the same Kyber crystals.
Woo! Yeah, it's a battle for the kyber crystals.
Bye, Brian. Thanks for coming. Let's see.
Brian.
I can't read Spelljammer without hearing it in an SNL California accent. Did you ever see like the Californian skits they did on SNL for a while?
No.
They're all right. Let's see. They go back in time. Let's see.
We're going back in time. Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Finley has. Oh, he says he's working on it.
Got it. Well, here's the thing. If you finish it, can you travel back in time to right when we finish? Like, you don't do it on the air because it'll out you. But as soon as we finish, as soon as this show ends, can you just show up here for a second and like just say hi and then pop off? Okay.
This would be such a killer gag to do if we knew Finley was actually visiting New York.
Oh, and then he like just.
And we
like-
just wanted to like pop in the stream for.
and there's just like a couple frames of Finley
He's
there.
participating in chat in like the other room this entire time. And he's gonna like.
And then there's like static, and it goes off, and we're like, oh. And then next week you don't say anything about it. No.
That'd be such a solid joke.
Yes.
Oh. I can travel through time. So can I, but only forward in increments of 1 second every second.
Oh.
Uh,
Well, there was that. They had that. There was somebody held a big time travelers conference, and they're inviting time travelers from the future to come to the conference. They made like a big thing. Nobody showed up, but
well, yeah.
I mean, no one from the future. It was. They were like. They were trying to make. I mean, people showed up. They were hoping that this is it. They were like calling all time travelers like this is a big. They had a big thing, and this is the one to come to and show off that you did it. You pulled it off. But, yeah. Anyway, we should get out of here.
We should.
We have a great list of ideas for Gencon. We've given Masticon one gift certificate.
Yeah.
We got some good vibes. Crystal told us we need to do a Star Wars
Big
build.
day
We got,
for cons.
life is good. We're across the boards. So let's. What do we have cooking tomorrow night? To hobby hang.
Hamsters hobby hang.
What do you guys?
Featuring hamster.
What are you folks doing?
We're playing Lancer for the first time on Sunday, and I need to paint my mech
Lances.
for it. We're using BattleTech mechs for
Damn. Best
So-
mechs in town.
best mechs in town.
Best mechs on
I
Yom
want
Kippur.
to do.
The-
I want to
the
do.
great.
Oh,
Planet.
I want to do. I want to do robot cowboys and call them Tex Mex.
Oh.
I.
There it is. Now you have to run with this. And then next week we I don't know what we're doing for next week. So maybe we'll start building this build. At some point we're gonna do. Oh, we have our our cities deep dive? No, not till the end. Where are we in?
It is the 11th, so 2 streams from now will be
Cities
it'll be
deep.
the 25th. That'll be the last stream of May.
And then maybe we do our light puck. I really want to do a light puck episode. Now, once you folks have them out there, do a light puck episode, answer some questions, show off all the things we can do, play with the light puck. Yeah, maybe we'll start. Maybe let's next week. Let's start building this thing, building this this ridiculous layer cake sprawling something or other. It's gonna be fun. Gonna need a couple tables.
I need a lot of tables. We're talking about covering, so what? One of the builds is going to be
6 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, L-ing around or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
that's a lot of build. It's a lot of table, dude. It's a lot of table.
6, 12, 20, 50, 52 feet or something, linear feet. Yeah, it's gonna be good. We got a plan. All right, but let's. Yeah. Look, it's a plan. That's
a complete plan right there.
That's it. Boom. There it
There
is.
we
You
go.
saw it here first. It's a plan. It's done. It's got to be an entrance and an exit. So what else do you need? It's yeah. We got a lot after tonight. We got a lot of info. This is we got a plan. We got something. We have everything but time. Get on that, Finley. Right as soon as this thing ends, just show up right over here and just give us like a thumbs up, and then disappear in a puff of smoke.
Gonna need to turn up a week before the con to build it. We'll have
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Tuesday and Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
We fly in Monday.
Are we down on Monday?
Yeah, we fly in on Monday. Booth and build on Tuesday. Build all day Wednesday. Party on Thursday.
And then the con goes through Sunday?
Yep.
We fly back on Monday?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no, it's fun times. All right, thanks for hanging out with us. But we'll see you in a few seconds, Finley, future Finley. And thank you. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Follow Dwarven Forge on all the socials. Join the mailing list. Have fun. Tell epic stories. Build some stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good tagline.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but yeah, let's go with it.
I forgot too. It sounded good when you were saying it.
Yeah.
Have fun, tell epic stories, build some stuff.
Yeah. It
That's
might
not
need a little
bad. It's not
wordsmithing,
bad.
but it's in
I
there.
kind of like that it feels not...
Casual.
Yeah, it feels casual.
Yeah, well,
It's like be excellent to each other, you know?
it's pretty good.
Doesn't feel like some marketing guys like kind of
Spend a bunch of time in a dark room figuring it out.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right, good night.
Well,
everybody.
until next time, we'll spend a bunch of time in a dark room.
Good
You guys are
night.
the best. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.